Polish chess Grandmaster Jan-Krzysztof Duda ends Magnus Carlsen's 125-game undefeated streak in classical chess that lasted for 2 years, 2 months and 10 days. Hello chess lovers, Suren here, and in this video we're going to cover that historical game which was played in round 5 at 2020 Altibox Norway Chess tournament. In this game Duda had white pieces and he opened up with e4, to which Carlsen answered with Caro-Kann defense, d4, d5, knight c3, d takes e4 and knight takes e4, after which black has 3 main continuations. Knight f6 is the main line, bishop f5 is the classical variation, knight d7 is the Karpov variation. In the game we see knight f6, inviting knight takes f6 check, which was made by Duda, after which black can recapture both with the g-pawn and with the f-pawn. G takes f6 is known as Bronstein-Larsen variation, and in the game we see e takes f6, Carlsen is choosing the Korchnoi variation. So by doubling up his pawns on the f-file, black is getting a pretty much solid position, and also black is getting a chance to quickly finish up the kingside development. But the downside of this line is that in return white is getting a queenside pawn majority, and in the end game white can easily get a passed pawn on the d-file. c3 by Duda, bishop d6, bishop d3, Carlsen castled kingside, queen c2, rook e8 check, knight e2 and h5. In 2018 in a game against Fiedler, Carlsen chose h6, but this time he chose a more aggressive h5 move. Bishop e3, knight d7, white castled queenside, and another aggressive looking move, b5. Well, in here modern theory suggests knight f8 followed by bishop e6, but instead we see this aggressive looking b5 move, and in return we have d5. Duda spent almost 20 minutes on this move and later confessed that he had not analyzed this position deeply enough. So to the aggressive b5 we have another very aggressive answer, d5 move, which is undermining black's queenside pawn structure. c5 by Carlsen, and in here Duda boldly accepted the pawn sacrifice, thus allowing black to open up the b-file and create an attack. c4, a6, bishop a4, rook e7. Black is both unpinning the knight and at the same time at any moment can double up his rooks on the b-file. Knight g3, knight e5, knight e4, rook b7 and b3. Yes, white is not eager to allow rook takes b2, that's why b3 was played. But after this move white is shutting down this light squared bishop on a4 and should be ready for an exchange sacrifice, something which was made after bishop d2. There it goes, Carlsen is making an exchange sacrifice with which finally he's managing to open up the semi-open b-file. Bishop f5, rook de1 and h4. It took Carlsen for almost half an hour to make this move, but actually knight g4 is stronger, both hitting on f2 and also freeing the e5 square for the dark squared bishop. But in the game we see h4, which is too slow. Here we have h3, knight g6, rook e3. At any moment white can neutralize black's attack by playing rook b3, knight f4, g4, bishop g6. An alternative was capturing en passant, but Carlsen moved back his bishop on g6 and king d1. So a very interesting defensive move by Duda. If possible he wants to move away his king from this dangerous queenside. f5 by Carlsen, which seems to be a dubious move and is becoming the reason of his upcoming problems. The thing is that with this move he's shutting down his bishop, is unpinning this knight and is giving up the pawn on f5. Instead, Stockfish suggests a move like queen d7 or even bishop e5, but in the game we see f5 and there comes knight takes d6, queen takes d6, g takes f5, bishop h5 check, f3, queen f6, occupying the long diagonal, trying to intrude inside white's camp, but white is instantly neutralizing that threat, although allowing queen a1 check is possible. According to Stockfish, at this point queen e4 is very strong. If queen a1 check, then bishop c1. If knight g2, then rook b3. And again, white is managing to successfully neutralize the opponent's attack. In the game we see bishop c3, queen g5, queen e4, and queen g2, counter-attacking white rook, and also hitting on a2, rook e1, and queen takes a2. Well, not a good move. After this move, actually black's position collapses quickly. At this point, f6 can be a nice move. Both taking under control the e8 square, also neutralizing the dark squared bishop. And of course, this guy on f4 is untouchable, because there is a checkmate in one. White queen should not leave this diagonal. In the game to rook h e1, Carlsen answered with queen takes a2. f6 was not made, and now let's see how is white going to neutralize opponent's attack. Queen c2, queen takes c4, rook e8 check, king h7. Yeah, at this point you can't play rook takes e8 because your queen is on a very vulnerable square, and here is how you can lose it. Rook h8 can follow, and then bishop takes g7. And goodbye, black queen. White is winning. And that's why Carlsen played king h7, and now he's not only an exchange down, but also a rook down, right? Queen takes d5 check, queen d2, but he didn't resign and decided to try his luck. As white king is exposed, he's proceeding with the game. Rook e3, knight e2 check, and still there are too many underwater stones, you know. White has to be very careful. Queen f4, queen d3 check, f5, rook f8, queen b4 check, king c1, bishop e4, queen b3. Of course, all the time white is offering the exchange of queens, but black is rejecting the offer because that will be an instant loss. And now let's see how is all this going to end. Yes, at this point, finally Duda is going for an exchange sacrifice in order to get rid of that attacking piece and simplify the position. King takes c3, queen g3 check. Carlsen is hopelessly trying his luck, but there is just no way out, you know. Duda is in an excellent form, and very confidently he's now realizing the advantage. Rook e7 check, king g6, another check, and then queen h7. And then we have rook e4 check, which forced a resignation because now black will lose his queen. Well, if queen f4, then of course there is no hope of saving the game. This is going to be an easy victory for black. That's why finally, after rook e4 check, the reigning world chess champion extended his hand after being unbeaten for 125 games. What do you think? Will this record be ever broken or not? It is said that records are for being broken, but this is going to be a very tough challenge for other players, you know. But on the other hand, this loss allows Carlsen to go for another record. What do you think? Yes, the reigning world chess champion is in an excellent shape and he can go for it. After the match, here is how Jan-Krzysztof Duda commented on his brilliant victory. I'm very happy, obviously. I didn't expect to win this game at all. I almost blundered checkmate in one move. Well, this is it, dear chess lovers. Hope that you enjoyed this game. And in the end, let's also solve a chess puzzle. Please take a look at this position and try to find the mating line for black. It's black to move, and as usual, we'll wait for your answer in the comment section. Feel free to check out my early uploads as well. We'll see you in my next video. Take care.